So what's the real difference between Les Pauls? What's the difference between a Gibson Blood Moon, a Les Paul Les Plus, and a Buckethead baritone? I wanted to find out. Tone is kind of like mojo or swagger. You can't fake it, you can only lie about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that sounded great. The tone wasn't that good. So what makes up tone? Is it the wood? Is it the size of the guitar? Is it the pickups? Well, I gotta tell you, one of my favorite guitars is the Les Paul, if you haven't figured it out. And what I wanted to do is start putting 3 guitars against each other at a time and seeing what the difference were. Again, when I think of Buckethead, I think of crazy playing, I think of maniacal technique, and I think of a dude that seemed limitless. And this is one of the most sleeper Les Pauls ever, because it was $850 when it came out, and now you can buy these things for 10 grand. And that's because it's a 27-inch scale length, 24 fret Les Paul with 2 Atari-style kill switches. Unbelievable guitar, representing an unbelievable guitarist with a very unlikely yet amazing sound, as you'll hear. The fact that you can play it so low and it just sounds like this is the volume all the way up. Definitely need some WD-40. I feel like I'm one of those people, like if I'm on like the Food Network that I eat like my own cookie, I'm like, oh wow, I'm fucking awesome. That's how I feel about this guitar, man. I think we have a winner, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? I have to tell you, after I watched the video and listened to the demos, I was a little bit more impressed with this guitar than my original video on the Blood Moon, because sometimes it's like, you know, when you're watching those ghost shows and you're like, oh, I don't hear anything. And then you pull out the tape recorder and you hear all these like, kill me, I want you to die. And, I mean, it's probably just a producer going to the tape. It was the same thing about this guitar. I thought when you pulled and pushed and did things that it did nothing. And then I go back and I listen to the video where I'm like, this does nothing. And it does some real cool stuff. I will maintain though, that this guitar, despite having a beautiful satin top, from afar, she's not too pretty. Look, if you're feeling a little bit emo, you're upset about life, well, we'll find out if this guitar reigns supreme. And I gotta tell you, I wanna know what you guys think. I wanna know what you think between the Buckethead, the Blood Moon, and the Les Paul Les Plus. I need to know. Okay, I like that. I'm a big fan of the 57s. Good intonation too. Before I go any further, we obviously can hear with the noise. Hum canceling. It's doing something. And yet it sounds the same. Do you hear any difference, guys? Here's the difference. All right, let's go to mid pickup. So this is the 57 Plus and the 57 together. that be making a difference in sound? Just noise. See, that makes it more noisy. The thing I like about this guitar actually resonates really, really well. But let's do the other thing, the phase thing, because that does something. I don't really think I'd use the phase thing very much, but it's the most useful in the changes of tonal characteristics by pulling these push-pull pots. Go straight for the butter. Look, it sounds good, man. I like this guitar. Completely aside from the electronics, when a guitar sounds good, like acoustically, if it doesn't sound good plugged in, it can be fixed. It's when a guitar is acoustically bullshit that it becomes much harder to change the pickups and do stuff because it sounds like crap. You're just amplifying crap. You'd think to yourself, if you get rid of a bunch of the wood, it'd probably sound like tinnier or crappier, but in fact it doesn't. This one doesn't have the robo tuners that came on it because, I mean, why would you do that? This is from a time where the fretboard's a little bit wider. They use real mollusk on this one. I mean, I gotta tell you, it's a 57 and a 57 plus, which are my favorite combo in any Les Paul. If you go and look at the Blood Moon, it also has the 57 and the 57 plus. So these are two different guitars that you're going to be able to hear the difference between them with the same pickups, even though they have, you know, same electronics. I mean, besides all the gajillions of push-pulls and all those things, but much skinnier. I'm a terrible guitar player. All right, I think so far, I think that this thing's winning. It's just brighter. It sounds nicer. Somebody commented, and by the way, we read your comments, so we appreciate you commenting, that the Norland era of Gibson is why they started having new pickups. People started changing out pickups. I'm not in love with the pickups. That was the first thing I said when I got that guitar, but to change them would kind of be an abomination as far as the history of the guitar, but I personally would prefer the 57. All right, let's get a different sound. So I'm gonna give myself a Van Halen 5150. I mean, I'm not great, but like the pull. And then if you want to do that's like the butter tone. I want to say thank you for watching the video. Go back and check out the other older videos, and let's go on a tone journey. I'm gonna start recording song after song after song after song, and I'm gonna basically use every guitar that I have with every amp and Kemper profile and all those things, and we could find out what pickup combinations sound good. Is it really true that the wood matter? Like all of these things. But I need you guys to below tell me which one of these guitars you like the most and what guitars you've seen in past videos you want to see. The Holy Three. We can have a Fender and PRS and a Gibson all together. We're all friends here. Just let me know what you want to see, what you want to hear. Let's get to the bottom of tone. You know, much like a song, I feel like when you see a guitar, it brings you back to a time and a place. And this takes me back to 1999 Primus Ozfest. This reminds me of why I wrote in my journal when I was 15 saying, "No girl loves me." And then I kept playing guitar.
Why don't you smash that subscribe button already?